Hello traders, welcome to the Wednesday evening forecast. So it is now 8:30 my time, which is I believe 7:30 London time. So this is the euro and the US dollar. We have got some moves. We have got this huge candle that ended with a huge wick. Now this may be a good sign for us in terms of a liquidity grab. So a good thing about this is that all of the liquidity that's located here, potentially here, maybe even here, all of the stops that people have had have now been taken out with this huge wick to the upside. So let's take a look at the prior price action for a bit. There were a couple of entries. So actually there was one potential entry that I was looking at. So let me click on the replay tool. It was right here. So what I was seeing this small ascending structure, and I was seeing a move to the downside with a nice clean close. So yeah, there was a nice clean close, there was an ascending. A potential trade would have been this one, and you would have been tagged in with the next candle on the break and retest, but I did not take it because we were kind of moving down in a range. So we had this descending structure going into an ascending structure, going into another descending, and then again ascending to the upside. So for me, this was too much range bound price action. I wanted to see one more candle to downside. I wanted to see a second push down. Just a one candle break and the clean close is not enough. I wanted to see another candle continue to the downside. So what happened then? We did continue, but we ended with a wick. So I waited to see what will happen. And anyone that was in this trade would have been stopped out. So it is good that I did follow my plan this time, and it is good that I saved the 1%. As I said, prior price action was kind of range bound. This ascending was pretty small. In that case, I need to see a bigger break. Right here, I need to see a 2 candle push. That's one of the rules I have. So currently this is moving in sort of a descending structure overall. It is kind of a corrective descending, but it is still a descending structure. So what I do I like this descending structure. I like the huge liquidity grab, the huge wick to the upside, and we are now getting a move to the downside. So let's see if this will continue down. If this continues down, I'm definitely looking to sell. We know that on the euro pairs, a pair characteristic is that we can get a descending and then an impulse in the same direction that starts a nice trend. So that's definitely a possibility. And right here, I'm looking for either a nice flag or a nice break and retest further down. I am looking for a sell entry. Again, everything needs to fit my plan. There needs to be a nice clean close without a wick, or if there's a wick, there needs to be a range. In the flag, for example, there needs to be a wider range. So those are the two main warning signs that I'm watching out for. But I'm definitely looking to sell at this point because, as I said, descending, we're kind of now moving down, and this liquidity grab, whole lot of stops have been taken out and the price has reversed. Just look at the size of this huge wick. I mean, it's freaking massive. So yeah, that's about it for the euro and the US dollar. Again, this can also descend a bit more, and then I would look for it to reverse to the upside. But my main highest probability direction is for this to start trending down. And of course, because now it is Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, latter part of the week, usually we can get a bit more, not aggressive, but let's say more lenient with the warning signs. We can maybe tolerate some of the warning signs. So be patient and keep your eyes open for any sort of a potential sell setup at this point. Euro Japanese yen, there was an opportunity to enter right here. I was really liking this price action. This looked so freaking high probability. This looked really clean. I saw this descending structure right here, moving in a clean descending channel, just breaking the lows barely, leaving wicks right here, and then we had a move to a downside. This is a common euro pair characteristic. We had a move down with a clean close. There was even an inside bar, which makes it even better because through my backtesting, I backtested this exact same setup, an ascending or descending and then impulse in the same direction. I have found if there is a clear momentum in the impulse, if there is a clean close, if there is a inside bar right here, then usually if you get in on a nice tap and go, price just shoots to the downside in this case, or if we were looking to buy, then it would shoot to the upside. So in this case, I was loving this descending channel. I was loving this large push down, these two large red candles, and this nice clean close, and I definitely had an order on. So I did have an order on at the most recent low, which was this level right here. I mean, it's close to the inside bar, so yeah, this was the most recent low. I had my order. I did not get tagged. I just barely stayed out of the trade, so it almost tagged me in, but because it did not, I then removed my order, because on the euro and the Japanese yen, I have found the best entry is when the first pullback candle just takes you in, and then the price drops. If that doesn't happen, if there is more than one candles in the pullback, usually it's not that good of a setup anymore. That's why at this point I removed my order. I also did not want to get in on a momentum shift. For me, if the next candle would have tagged me in, that would have been a momentum shift. So again, that's a pair characteristic of the euro and the Japanese yen. One candle can just tag you in and go like this. But if there are more than one candle, if there are maybe two candles like this one formed and then the next one like this, usually it's not that good of a setup anymore. It is a very specific pair characteristic, something for you to backtest. Then price started developing a bit more. I was not interested in any sort of a trade. I wanted to see it ascend with maybe 7, 8, 9 or 10 candles to my entry area. I did not want to get in at any point after these candles formed. So then price would have actually tagged you in on this candle right here, and I would have been stopped out if I left my order on. So right here, yeah, so 22.9 pips. My stop loss size is 12 pips on the euro and the Japanese yen, so I would have been stopped out for a 1% loss. And again, good that I did follow my plan and that I removed my order at the right time. Currently, I'm looking for this to go to the downside. I'm looking to sell this. I'm looking for some sort of a move, maybe break and retest, or a nice large impulse and then a nice flag. I will also see if we maybe descend a bit more, get another impulse down, get in on a nice break and retest, or if potentially we reverse to the upside after a descending structure, something like this. That is also a possibility. So let's see, let's wait. Again, this now, I don't like this entry anymore, so I'm waiting for the break of the low or the high. This still has potential to go to the downside, and it also, because we are in a larger descending structure, it also has potential to reverse to the upside. So no expectations, waiting for the evidence. Aussie US dollar, I saw no potential entries for me personally, so I didn't have an order on at any point during this price action. Nothing really fit my plan. Maybe right here some people were considering to have an order on right here. For me personally, definitely wanted to see another candle down, because we had a descending structure going into an ascending, which signals further range-bound price action. So wanted to see a bit more. Then the price shot down, then we broke and retraced. So a big warning sign that the trend to the downside is done. Then we created this huge liquidity grab. We perhaps took out some stops, so that can be a possibility that we took some stops here, took some stops here. We shall see how the price will react. Currently, it's not looking as good as the euro and the US dollar. It's looking more range bound, and we are finishing. We then printed a huge wick up, but we are now also printing a huge wick to a downside, which signals to me a larger, wider range. That is what I am expecting, to be honest. I'm expecting a larger, wider range, and I'm just looking for a large impulse to the downside and then a flag or a break and retest, or I'm looking for a large impulse to the upside and then a flag or a break and retest. Again, this doesn't look as good as the euro and the US dollar. So Aussie Japanese yen, for this one, didn't have an order on at any point, so nothing fit my plan. Maybe some people were looking at this to enter right here. But for me, your entry area would be this level, this most recent low. So look at the size of the candle that would need to tag you in, and that is definitely not acceptable, especially on the Aussie Japanese yen. For me, I just don't want to be in that sort of an entry, so I didn't have an order on. And well, what happened then? We just started to descend, and we are now in this larger descending. The descending doesn't even look that clean because we had this huge wick to the upside right here printed. Same story as the Aussie and the US dollar. I'm expecting a larger range. We printed huge wick up. We are now printing a huge wick to a downside. Spread hours are coming. I'm expecting a larger and a wider range. To take a trade, I would need to see a large impulse to the upside and then a break and retest or a flag, or I would need to see a large impulse to the downside, then a flag or a break and retest. Same story as the Aussie and the US dollar. The pound, not showing me anything. I was not looking for any sort of a trade at any point during this price action, but I was looking for a trade right here. So I wanted to see what I wanted to see this momentum continue to the downside. I wanted to see a nice break and retest. That didn't happen. Instead, we got an aggressive retrace to the upside. Momentum shifted back to the upside, negating any sort of a setup I was looking for. We then printed a huge wick to the upside and are now going down. So we will see what will happen. Again, I'm not that enthusiastic about this one because overall price is not looking that good. To be honest, the only thing I'm looking for here is a large impulse down and then a break and retest trade, or a large impulse up and then also a break and retest trade. Then we have the New Zealand and the Japanese yen. I was not looking for any sort of a trade anywhere in this price action. Nothing really clicked for me. We were clearly moving from a ascending into a descending structure, clearly signaling more range-bound price action. Me as a trend trader, when I see evidence of a range, this much evidence of a range, I'm definitely being more patient and staying out of any potential setups or entries. So we just continued to break the lows, retrace. We broke the low again, got some momentum, but again retraced, got a clear momentum shift back to the upside, got a clear V reversal, signaling more range-bound price action. Then what happened? Let's see, this was the most recent high. We broke the most recent high, retraced, went to a downside, printed double wicks, broke the low, left huge double wicks to the downside, left huge double wicks to the upside. Obviously some sort of a news event, so that doesn't really concern us what the news was, but we can definitely see it printed on the charts. When I see this sort of a print, when I see this sort of candles, I'm definitely staying out of any trades. I'm waiting for the price to clean up more, show me direction, pick a trend up, pick a trend down, then I'm looking for trades. So this is not looking that good. I'm waiting for a nice uptrend, then a break and retest or a flag, or I'm waiting for a downtrend, break and retest or a flag setup. Really, really simple. Same as on all of the pairs except for the euro and US dollar. I believe that one has a bit more potential. We shall see. Euro pairs are looking much better than the rest, but this just looks like complete crap. Loads of wicks everywhere, wicks, huge wicks to the upside, to the downside. Now double wicks to the downside, double wicks to the upside. Look at the size of the wicks. So I just want to see price move away from this current structure. That's it for the forecast and the trade recap. I will see you guys on Friday. Tomorrow I will have a video, some sort of a different video than a forecast or a trade recap. It will be maybe some backtesting videos, so definitely tune in, and I will see you with the forecasts and the trade recaps on Friday as per the schedule. That's it. See you guys in the next one.